Welcome to Wellington. It's really known for its spectacular harbour. We thought we'd go up and have a look at the botanical gardens, the planetarium, but really we were there for the red cable car. It's a spectacular, almost iconic subject, so I thought with the shapes, the shadows, it was really going to be a great challenge. So let's see how I go. This type of subject can be tricky. That effect of painting down a hill or that aerial perspective really is tricky, but I'm going to throw in some really good tricks to show you how to make it a true success. But if you haven't heard, I host an online course on Patreon where we release 4 exclusive videos for our members every month, and you can sign up at the link in the top right hand corner. Anyway, back to the painting. So we've got these big directional lines, or perspective lines are the other one, but they do really the same thing. And one of the dangers with this painting will be is not making the cable car tracks, the fence, all of those diagonal lines too strong, or it'll run the eye from the left-hand side straight in and way past any of that lovely sort of information in the background. So it's slightly backlit, so I'm just unifying these houses, leaving that rooftop just to the left of the cable car. And probably the one beauty was that it was a red coloured, or it is a red coloured cable car, because that will, one, bring colour and life to the overall painting, but also it's a reasonably easy colour to find. So once again, we've got quite a high horizon, so everything will be channeling back to that horizon line, which is just above that bluey line there. But we've got some of those big shapes in. And ultimately, the cable car, the red part of it is fairly simple to paint. It's really just a lot of cadmium red, ultra blue. The trickiest part is actually the negative shapes, sort of where we can look through windows, we can some reflections on that right-hand side. But also, a great trick is to make sure we identify a few areas, such as we'll have where that rooftop is there, the white one, that's going to be an orange rooftop, some focal points so that the eye will travel to them. Because once the eye leaves the cable car, we need to entertain but also identify where the perspective is going. So I've got quite a bit of white, and the interesting thing was how the water was quite light, and it became a really marvellous negative shape up against those lovely mid-tones, because that's the main CBD downtown of Wellington, just in that mid-distance. So we'll just indicate a few buildings in there. Just wanting to get those horizon lines working for me and placed in a good spot. But we'll use the foliage to help disguise the tram tracks and the decking on either side as well. So we need quite a dynamic shape and brushwork, but also we need that subtlety to slow the viewer's eye down. This is a fairly foliage-driven subject as well. And once again, we are going to keep the warmest foliage in that bottom right. So once again, we get perspective, we get that lovely illusion of depth through our foliage. And a lot of times it's more the colour and the value that will do that. So we're using the most amount of cadmium yellow in that foreground. And then we're just using these mid-tones with a little bit of yellow ochre, a little bit of phthalo green, and a little bit of white in there as well. But you can see I've got that light on that rooftop, and I'm tying it into the cable car, because ultimately we don't really want too many distinct hard edges that are going to slow the eye or the unification of these shapes as well, even though this is going in very bold, but it's more, you can see where the light and dark end, and that's in that main focal area of the cable car, just in under there. So when we do place a light value, it's got to be targeted so that we're keeping the viewer looking and their eye travelling to where we want and need. Because at this stage, that's a beautiful line and mark, but it's way too strong. So we'll just bring in a little bit more of that track. So it's that illusion of where the cable car's going to as well. So that's where it's good to sort of be able to suspend a little bit of belief as well. Ultimately, we know that the cable car ramp goes all the way down, but we're going to disguise it, block it. But once again, you can see how those diagonal lines lead you straight, almost like a freight train, straight into the front of this cable car. So it's mostly cadmium red, a little bit of ultra blue, but you can see those little brush marks that I've got to cut through the windows, and I'm just putting that headlight on. It's always good when we can get it in one go, but having that red colour in the foreground as well is great for that aerial perspective, because if we imagined if we had all red roofs in the mid-distance and this was, say, a grey blue, we wouldn't get that lovely illusion of depth. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to create. Sometimes you can go to the trouble of drawing your lines, especially for the orange roof, the grey roof just above the cable car. We can draw them back to the horizon line if you want, just very lightly and subtly, just to make sure we've got them correct. But yeah, just breaking up those lines now. And once again, they're not only breaking up lines, they're also little subtle directional lines as well, to help push the viewer to look where we want them to look. There we go, just a little bit of softening here and there. That's pretty well it. It's the softest blue in the background, that passage of water which is a little lighter, which gives us a nice profile and silhouette of the city shapes, unified by that mid-distance with the foliage. And then we've got the three main rooftops from the left-hand side to the bluey grey, all encompassed in that lovely central area in the foreground. So it's a big perspective effort, and then blues, and you can see how little colour is in the distance. Just drop the odd little yacht or boat, and then we're done.